Rakakwadash, Yahweh is the Heavenly Father. All right, the name of the Heavenly Father. Yahweh Shai is the only begotten Son of the Heavenly Father. Wahab Rakakwadash and the Holy Spirit. Double honors to the apostles and elders of Great Millstone. It's Brother Yahweh Shai Zion just coming with a quick see, man, be not ignorant in any matter, man, whether it's small or great. We need to list certain things, Akim, not only stand in a prayer regimen, on a daily and adhering to that, on a schedule, such as your health, you got to be on top of your health, my brothers. I just came back from Whole Foods, man, and got a bunch of stuff, one thing I want to talk about, man, is like, eggs. So you don't want to get caged eggs when you go to the grocery store. If y'all brothers get eggs, or some of you sisters, you want to get pasture raised eggs. Now, why is that important? Because there's more omega-3. It's better for your health. It's better for your body. There's certain things that you can't be ignorant. Like, well, it don't matter. All the food's defiled anyways. Okay, well. All right, so like this, man, I just got cut off, man, because my phone was heating up or whatever the case is, man. So it's back now on the live stream. So anyways, like I was saying, there's a difference between caged eggs that you get at the grocery store and free range, or you want to get pasture raised eggs, man. Now that's important because there's a difference between the pasture raised eggs and the ones that are caged eggs. Now that's just one matter, okay, that needs to be talked about. There's a lot other things like lectin content. All right, lectin blocks the cells from getting the proper nutrients that they need. So you got to watch out for things like tomatoes and the seeds of tomatoes and different things like that. I implore everybody, man, and encourage you to go to the Barnes & Noble store and go get yourself some books on nutrition so that you know about that. Because, we got the spiritual guidebook and the guide manuals for our lives, but we also need to have the nutrition guides for our lives, man, so that we live a more productive and more efficient life, that we are much more sound in our thinking. We're not tired. We're not overly lethargic, which prevents a lot of edification from coming out. Let's face it, man. When you are lethargic, you're not able to, you're dragging ass. You're not ready to get into stuff, man. You might just go to sleep instead of doing a video or helping out brothers, so I guess really important. So I definitely implore everybody to do that, to educate yourself on just that one thing. So see that one little thing right there, omega-3 is extremely good for your heart. Prevents heart attacks and things like that, and blockages. And avocado is also a good source of that as well. You definitely want to have an avocado, at least like a half of an avocado or so, or maybe a fourth of it a day. It's good for fiber content. It's got 10 grams of fiber. It's really good for your probiotics. That's going to be your good bacteria in your gut. So these are things like, everybody's just going about their day like neglecting this. Not everybody, but most people are going about their day neglecting the most important thing, which is themselves and their bodies. So we can't be ignorant of any matter, man, small or great. I mean, this is actually a great matter. This is actually a very, very high matter of importance, to be honest. All right. So your particular gut health and all of these things needs to be evaluated, and you need to like cleanse and detox yourself, especially if you're constantly eating meats. You got to refrain from every once in a while. I'm not saying permanently, but sometimes you have to take a break from it. Just like we need to fast at certain times, if you're healthy enough to do it, you got to go on a fast, man, for 24 hours to help your body out. Recalibrate not only your spirit, but your body as well. Give it a rest. Give it a little rest, man, from digesting so much food all the time. Another thing is being hydrated, brothers. You got to be hydrated and drink at least 120 ounces of water a day. So I encourage everybody to go to the store if possible and buy these gallons, man. You can even go to Dollar Tree and get the geyser waters and just go get like 15 of them. Big gallons, just toss it in your whip. It's $15. So what? But you good for 2 weeks. A gallon of water a day. You want to recycle the bottles or whatever, that's fine. But, you know, I don't recommend getting the 24 bottles because that stuff would take forever to dispose of and go cash in the bottles and everything. That's just, plus you may forget about getting the proper amount. I think you got to drink 7 of them a day. You know, 16.9 ounces of water things a day to equal just a gallon. So, you know, again, man, you know, just a little video or whatever. It didn't have to be too long, but that's the main thing right there that I want to talk about. You know, not being ignorant in any matter, man, small or great, regardless to what it is. You see, because we got so much stuff that we have on our plate, man, that a lot of times we don't even think about that stuff, man. This devil, scripture talks about that, man. You know, he shall wear out the saints of the Most High. And that's pretty much what's going on. A lot of us are so beat down from working. You know, when you get a couple hours off, what are you doing? You're thinking about, oh man, I only got a couple hours or whatever. I got to go to work again. And, you know, it's just crazy. You know what I'm saying? And these unrighteous decrees that this devil puts down and all these unnatural foods at the store, it's got to say non-GMO on everything just to make sure that it's okay. It's got to say this and that. But there's a difference also, brothers, between grass-fed beef and regular beef. Because the cow, or Salakia, the cows or whatever, who are not grass-fed, they're eating stuff with lectin. So even if you avoid it in your natural daily diet, but you eat in the beef that contains of meat eaters, or Salakia, those cows or whatever, who eat lectin, you are what you eat. So even if you're trying to avoid it, you're actually still eating it. Because that particular animal was eating it. And you're not going to circumvent that. You're not going to go around that and say, okay, well, somehow I'm not going to absorb the lectin that he absorbed, even though it's absorbing into me. That's ignorant. You can't be ignorant of any matter, man. Small or great. And you can't just shove that to the side like that's not important. That does make a difference. So that'll affect your gut lining. Your gut lining is going to get jacked up. And then you're going to be storing unnecessary fat cells, making you more lethargic, making you unclear in your thought patterns. All of a sudden, you're not able to process information the right way, man. You see what I'm saying? So you got to be on top of that too. And now that may seem like, oh, well, who cares if it's grass-fed beef or if it's regular beef? It's just beef at the end of the day. That's an ignoramus, man. An ignoramus will think like that. Oh, we're all going to die anyway. That's the same logic that lady was using, saying, well, we all going to die anyway. So however it happens, it happens. That is foolishness and madness. We are much more higher intelligent beings than that, than to think in such a stupid carnal way like that. All right, so we got to think at higher level, man. We're Israelites, and we're supposed to act like it, man. We are kingly, royal people, and that's that. And the way that we do eat is clean, too, by the way. So the other nations are supposed to look at us and be like, wow, man, you on top of your diet, man. You on top of your stuff, man. And I don't even like the word diet, man. Eating habits it's pretty much more proper. You're supposed to eat proper. You can't just be eating whatever you want. Cooking chicken that you don't even know where the chicken comes from. The chicken needs to be pasture-raised chickens. And you have to specify that and make sure that that's the case. Because we don't got time. We got to eat the best of the worst that's out here. The best of the worst. I'm not going to get the caged eggs and just whatever chickens is hanging on the shelf. Hell no, man. You're supposed to be royalty. Royalty ain't supposed to act like that, man. All right? So you got to take heed. You got to hearken on to what the elders and apostles and everybody has told you for years, man. They've been talking about this too, man, for years. You know, I'm sure they'll do a video through the Spirit about it soon enough. I'm going to do one too, Lord willing, if not later or soon this week. I'm planning it. I'm actually got 3 books that I'm going to recommend to you, Akim, all right? All right, so here's one right here, man. All right? It's called The Plant Paradox. I want you to go grab up this book. You see the author right here? Go get that book immediately. All right, this man is highly decorated in what he does. All right, he's the director of International Health and Lung Institute in Palm Springs, California. All right, so this man is a heart surgeon, and he stopped, dealing with all that extra stuff because he saw that wasn't really the case of why people were getting sick. It wasn't just hereditary. It wasn't just none of that, man. It was because the way that their gut and their gut lining and their bacteria. Here's another thing too, right here, man. A lectin-free diet. It's called The Plant Paradox. You want to grab up this book as soon as possible, man. Not only does it go into what foods are acceptable to eat and which ones are not, but it's going to go into a lot of different things as well about what those particular things do to your body and why you're to avoid them. All right, just a couple of things I can tell you real quick off the bat, man. If you need a sweetener, you want to get sweet leaf stevia. Stevia, all right? I'll be going into this stuff more in detail, whatever, when I do that video. But adding stuff like, what's that? Sweet and Low. Just one packet of Sweet and Low can destroy all the good bacteria in your body, all the probiotics in your body that are helping you to protect your gut lining and to prevent you from getting fat and infected. They're going to be destroyed by just one packet. All right. So you got to know that stuff, man. That's definitely an example of not being ignorant of any matter, small and great. You have to understand that. Okay. Using oils, don't use vegetable oil. Use like MCT oil or avocado oil or coconut oil. All right. This is much, much better. Okay. Because the other ones are not sufficient. It contains lectin. So you want to stay away from all of those things, man, like vegetable oil, conventionally raised meats, peanuts and cashews. Those are high in lectin. Those no good. Corn, quinoa, all that stuff. Stay away from that. Eating chocolate, you can't be eating that. You got to eat chocolate that's 70% cacao or more. So that's another example, you know. Fruits as well. If you're going to eat cheese, you got to eat goat cheese, man. Eat goat cheese, the feta cheese, as they call it. You know, that's much, much better than all that other stuff. Okay. So, let me move right along. So, all right. So you seen this book? All right. I got another one too for you. That's 3. This is going to run you about $100, brothers, but it's worth it. All right. Here's another one here. The Longevity Paradox. Okay. So this is very important, man, about certain so-called healthy foods as well. And it talks about, you know, how to stay young at an old age. Basically, it says, you know, that he's talking about his gut, the gut microbes, the bacteria that make up the microbiome. It says largely determine our health over the years. These bugs are in the driver's seat, playing a role in everything from our weight and the appearance of our skin, and whether we develop common ailments like arthritis or more serious diseases like cancer and Alzheimer's. Now, here's another thing, too. I've seen somebody who has real bad breakouts on her face. She probably don't know that she's eating penin and all this other garbage. She's a Spanish girl, you know what I'm saying? And probably eating penin and all of this garbage for her, causing breakouts. When your body breaks out, that's when it starts telling you something is wrong. Something is off. The human body is very, very sensitive, man. Okay? And Luke was a physician. He was a natural healer. So I'm sure Luke, one of the disciples, he knew about this, man. All right? Or one of the followers of the disciples or apostles, all right? So this is important, man, to know that he was probably fully aware of all of this. Like, look, this is going to do this for you. Here's another thing. If you're going to cook too, you make sure you get a special kind of olive oil. There's a lot of things that you got to go and find yourself. That's all I said, man. Be not ignorant in any matter, smaller. And the fact that these certain foods that you eat can help you and prevent breakouts, can fight against cancer, can fight against these different diseases, blood clots, hemorrhoids. Somebody's going to get it in one day, way or another. They're going to get hemorrhoids and be like, damn, man, I can't go to the bathroom. Or you have a hard time going to the bathroom. You can't strain when you go to the bathroom. You got to drink a gallon of water a day so that when you do, it's nice and easy. And not to get disgusting, but it has to be a long stool sample. It shouldn't be like all little clumps and different little drops and stuff and different little things. So you got to check the way that, you know, your stool samples after you use the bathroom, you got to check to see what it looks like, because that's going to tell you the health. Also, if you have pets, you got to check your pets' stool samples, man, to see how they're looking. Are they proper? And if you have little kids, your children, did you just use the bathroom? Okay, don't flush it yet. I need to go check it. I know that's disgusting. That's where we can't be ignorant of any matter that's small or great. We got to be intelligent, man. We got to think a lot smarter than before. You know, and I wish I knew this stuff, man, when I was 30, when I just turned 30. And really, man, when I was 20. I was so lost at 20 because, you know what, man, look. If my father had been a little bit closer to me, but there were circumstances that was preventing him, so I know it's not even his fault. You know, it's really not his fault, man. That man, I'll tell you right now, my earth father is on. Man, that man loves me to death, man. He loves me to death. And I'm Barakatha Yahweh Shem Yahweh Shai for that. And I love him back. You know, but he couldn't come and see us. But if there was a way that could happen, he would have, I'm sure, been right there. But the fact remains is that if somebody was guiding a young man who was 20 and say, look, you got, not even before that, 14, 13, look, you got to eat this way because this stuff is bad for you. You got to avoid foods like this because this is bad for you. This is why you can't be drinking regular milk. That's bad for you. Cow's milk. You know what I'm saying? This is off. So you got to understand that. You know, and you can't be eating cashew milk and none of that stuff. Like that stuff contains lectin as well. You know, almonds might be all right, but still, you got to just be very, very careful, man. So I implore everybody to grab up this book right here. That's 1. This is 2. This is going to give you stuff. If you don't know what to eat, this is going to tell you exactly what to eat and what the certain foods do to your body. All right, because the foods that you eating, contain lectin. Cheese is just out of the question. No cheese, man. All right, none of this damn nasty cheese. None of that stuff. If you want to get a nice autoimmune disease, then keep on messing with lectins, and you're gonna find out what that is, man. Resistant starches. So something I could tell you off top too, real quick. Instead of red potatoes and regular potatoes, you got to get sweet potatoes, man. Okay, sweet potatoes are way, way better for you, man. And it's just more powerful for your body, and it helps you. It's a resistant starch. All right, wild caught seafood. There's so much stuff you need to know, and it's all right here. It's just right here, man. You know, it tells you to stay away from dairy, beans, peas, soybeans, lentils. Here's the thing with lentils. Lentils are great for you, but you got to boil them to the point where they're mushy. So all the lectin is gone, basically. And that's very important. You'll be good to go, you know. What else, man? So if you're going to get protein powder too, you want to get grass-fed protein powder, okay? Grass-fed protein powder. Well, why is that important? Because, man, I told you that if they're not grass-fed, that they can have all types of stuff going wrong with it, and the lectins and all of that. They're just eating whatever. They're just fattening them up, basically, so that you could eat them. And that's not how we live, and that's not how we need to be. We have to be intelligent, brothers, you know? So I wanted to look at something real quick for you, Akium. All right, about the sweet potatoes. So sweet potatoes, it says sweet potatoes, yams, yuca, green plantains, which I just got from Whole Foods, green bananas, taro root, says are all resistant starches as well as great sources of vitamins and minerals. That's because these tubers have roots with strong absorption abilities that draw water and minerals from the soil for nourishment, Salakia. Also, they are high in fiber, which is also a source of fuel for your gut bugs. It's okay to eat resistant starches every day. Just try to eat them in moderation and limit the quantity with each meal. Exactly. So just because I said now, oh, you could eat sweet potatoes, that don't mean that you could down them left and right. You can't have 10 of them a day. You could have maybe 1 of them. So eating in moderation along with the right foods is important. Exercise daily is important. And again, man, set yourself a time schedule so that you know what's good and you're feeling correct. And when you have, instead of drinking coffee, Akim, put the coffee down, man. Put the coffee down and mess with just a fruit smoothie. You're going to be long-lasting energy, true energy from the inside. You're going to feel energetic for the long haul. There's no crash. It's not like, yeah, I'm all hyped up on this coffee, and then as soon as the coffee wears down, you're like, oh, man, this sucks, man. I need another cup. Oh, I'm back again. You don't got to get like that. That's that crackhead stuff. You know, and I'm being facetious. It's not that bad, but it's like being a crackhead. The crackhead gets his quick little high, and then the only way to get the high again is to smoke again. So you can't be doing that. You gotta start eating fruits and berries and stuff, the proper ones, man. Wild blueberries. They're 2 times the antioxidant power of the regular blueberries, man. Manuka honey has 7.5 times the power of a regular honey, man. Or Salaki, of regular caffeine, a coffee. A cup of coffee, the hell with that. I'll take a half a teaspoon and get yourself a teaspoon joint measurement cup thing, the whole measurement cups thing over at the dollar store, man, for $1. There's no excuse. Get yourself that. Measure out there's 60 servings for $20 at the vitamin shop. You get yourself some Manuka honey, the medical grade joint, where it says a certain specific thing. You'll see it, $17. Half a teaspoon of that a day, mixed with the drinks and the berries, man. Oh, you all set. Hold on, brothers. That's all you need, man. Half a teaspoon is mad little. It's probably like the size of this right here, and then they don't contain lectins, so that's good. Papaya, mango, strawberry, blueberries, wild blueberries, raspberries, pineapple. All these things are good for you, man. Get all those together, put them all in one blender with a little bit of avocado, man. Good money right there. Put a little bit of spring water in there. You're going to be feeling more powerful than ever before to be able to do everything you got to do. Again, being not ignorant and of any matter small or great, man. So the pasture poultry and omega-3. So it says pastured poultry, which is chicken, can be a great source of protein. And if you eat the egg yolks of your eggs or the skin of your chicken fat, it says, but pastured is not the same thing as free range or organic. Often free range chickens are never shown the light of day. Okay, and they're fed corn and soy. So I'm glad I got the pasture raised eggs, and they had free range. And the guy at the store, he was ignorant. He didn't know. I asked him, I said, what's the difference between the, is this one here the same between that? Now, it's not going to say caged eggs on the package, because nobody's going to buy that junk. So they're going to say free range chickens. Well, I'm assuming, it's free range, so they can pretty much go wherever they want. No, that's wrong. He didn't know that. You see the medical doctor telling you right here, out of the book? This fresh out the book. See, because I'm not ignorant of this. And now everybody else who's watching this is not going to be ignorant either. And they're going to start researching it. And they're going to become better. They're going to become stronger. And they're going to feel it too. You're going to feel it from the inside out. Mark my words, man. Trust me, you will. You're going to be like, yo, that brother was right, man. Hawashai Zion got it down on that. He was right. Because he researched it, man. That's all. It ain't me. It's the research. You know what I'm saying? So it says here, but pastured is not the same as free range or organic. And then it says, and I told you why, because they eat corn and soy, which contain lectins, which is bad for your gut. And it also lacks omega-3. So it says, so the only type of poultry I recommend you eat is pastured. These are chickens that have been allowed to roam and forage for their own food as insectivores. It says their natural diet is grubs and other insects. Look for the words pasture raised or pastured on the label of the chickens, or talk to the farmers at your local farmers market and ask how their chickens are fed. So if you go to Trader Joe's or wherever you go, that's what you want to be into, man. So when it comes to eggs, it says, I recommend purchasing either pastured eggs, meaning eggs from the chickens that were allowed to roam and forage for their food. Man, Ba'ashem Rakakwadash, for the knowledge, for being able to receive this information. So again, man, get this book. Please get this book, man. Right here. Please go get it, man. Go grab up the book, you know what I'm saying? Go get that book. Go get this book too. You know what I'm saying? Go grab that up. And go grab this one up, man, as soon as possible. So you have this information as well. And you stick to it, man. You stick to it, All right, make sure you're getting these things, man. So eating figs, avocados, the proper things, things that people avoid typically. Papaya, mango, all of that, man. Eat the correct way so that you can gain the proper nourishment so you can handle your business. And what's crazy, brothers? real quick. When you eat like this, you don't have those cravings no more. You don't be, oh, I gotta have some meat. I don't have that mentality no more, man. Oh, I gotta get some meat in me, man. I gotta have some meat in me, man. That's not even part of my thinking no more. I gotta get some food in me, but I'm not thinking about it must be meat. I must have meat. And spacing out your meals 4.5 hours away, 4.5 hours away rather, before consuming the next meal. This is important too. Give your body time to digest the meals, so you're not all right, so that's it, brothers. Shalom, Salakia with the whole, with the signal or whatever. Salakia, man. I got to do some things, man. If not, like I said, I might do a proper video with all this information condensed into one thing. But as you can see, there's a lot of information out there that we need to be aware of immediately. So Shalom and Yahweh Bashem Yahushai Bashem Rakak Wadash Barakatham to all you brothers, man, and some of you sisters that watch too.